Good day, teacher. Good night, good evening, depending on the hour that you are checking this work. Uh, since since the space where we have to upload the activity doesn't allow more than 5 MB, I discovered that it was easier just to record my screen as I talk instead of including audio or videos. And I'm just going to share with you the link of the YouTube video so that way there are no problems with me turning in the homework on time. So, self learning is the initiative that a person has to find another source of learning experiences. Sometimes it's something that we need to do, sometimes it's something that we feel the desire to accomplish, and the process is just very easy. It's like it's here in the image is to have an idea, to have a desire, to want to learn something different, and then finding the resources and the methods and the places to do so. It is essential in the 21st century. We have been hearing this statement for years now, but now in this current global situation, definitely self-learning and virtual learning has become the only way to conclude school years around the world. So it is definitely essential, and the skills that have to be used or the skills that will be developed throughout the self-learning experience will definitely help in this new technological society that is, walking towards a very different way of working, of studying, and of living overall. So there are a few steps to do it. We have to be ready. What does this mean? That you need to know what are your needs, which are my skills, which are my attitudes. Would I be able to learn online? Would I be able to do it by myself? Would I have the discipline and the encouragement required for me to start a process and complete the process? We need to have goals. We need to decide what are the things that I'm going to achieve, how am I going to achieve them, and if we are talking about a formal virtual learning, which is also self-learning, then we need to have a work with our tutors and establish a framework together, a contract that says you need to do this and you need to do that, and this is the time frame, and these are the chronograms of your activities. That is what it means when you set goals. The more specified and the clearer the goals are, the easier it will be for the student and for the instructor to complete the process successfully. In step three, which is engage, you need to find the motivation to do things correctly. What do you need? What do you want to learn? What is your objective from learning that? And how will you achieve that learning experience? In my case, for example, I am already a teacher. I already have a career in teaching, but SEP is asking me to have this specific degree with these specific terms. So my needs are to have the credentials that the Secretary of Education requires, and the objective is to learn as much as I can so I can improve my own practice. And how will achieve it? Well, by studying, by being present, by being organized. So that is what a person that wants to start the self-learning process should consider. And evaluate, well, obviously, like a student, we need to ask for feedback. We have to be self-reflective. We have to think about our mistakes. How did I do it? How did I not do it? What do I need to improve? What have I learned? Oh, I have a grammar mistake there, but well, sorry. And how can I adapt and apply that information? Can I use it in my real life? Will it be significant for my actions? And those sort of things. The roles of the student in self-learning: you have to be ready to learn, which means you have to be motivated and with your materials and with your resources. Define your learning goals beforehand so that you will have a clear objective to work towards to. Monitor your learning process by, if you're using a platform, by checking teachers' feedback, by checking your grades, by checking your assessments and everything that requires your attention. Definitely, in order to be self-motivated, you need to have the correct goals and you need to have the correct objectives so that you will never lose the interest in what you're learning. And well, you can always evaluate, reevaluate, and alter your goals depending on the needs that you have. And well, if you are within a process that has consultants or tutors or assistants or teachers, well, definitely establish communication with them whenever you need it. The role of the instructor is to build a cooperative learning environment, to motivate and direct students' experience, to be available, to answer questions, to provide feedback, and to be an advisor more than just a facilitator. You have to, as an instructor, you have to be attentive of the students' needs, but not in a way of telling them what to do, rather than just showing them the way. The advantages of self-learning are that you develop a strong problem-solving skill set or set of skills. Sorry. Uh, it, 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 uh, it helps you develop ways to find other sources of information, other sources of communication, and by using your time, by organizing your life so that you can meet the requirements of your learning experience, will definitely you become a problem solver. If it's well organized and if your goals are really well established, then it definitely becomes a stress-free learning experience, since you know what needs to be done, what requires to be applied, and you do it because you really want to and because you really desire to learn, not because somebody's telling you to do it, which is the difference between, I think, kids in school and adults learning on their own. We learn because we want to, because we have the desire, or maybe sometimes it's just a need, but we do it because we really want to do it. So the motivation is there, and therefore the stress is less. Meaningful learning, because since your decisions are focused on learning something that you are going to use in your real life, well, you pay more attention to what you're learning, and you do it gladly. Curiosity is one of the aspects of learning individually or self-learning. And one of the ones that I like the most is that you decide the tools that you're going to use and the mode. You can decide if you're going to work at night when everything is calm and it's not as hot as it is right now, for example, or if you're going to use a computer, if it's better for you to use a tablet, if you would like to go to a Starbucks to do your homework there. It's entirely up to the individual to decide how you're going to conduct the learning experience. And well, it's always focused on goals, on necessities that we have beforehand, and that aids us to accomplish our goal. And some of the tips, well, you need to be sure what you want to learn. You need to do research to find the best option available for you, to practice and to be there and to use platforms. To get to know experienced people, that is a really good tip. I mean, to have a group of friends or to have a group of teachers that could help you out whenever you need it. You definitely have to invest time, and you have to be aware that time invested in this process is going to be consuming, but it's going to be rewarding, and to be organized. Since your main activity is not to be a student, but a self-learning student, then you need to have a schedule or an agenda and respect that so that your objectives could be achieved. And these are the final resources that I have, and I hope my presentation meets the requirements. Greetings, teacher.